it is good to be back. What's up, Ever Conjurers? I've been busy doing things, working. I've been traveling like crazy. I just got back from Las Vegas, which inspired me to do this review by Luke Jermay. It's called PSEUDO Part One. While I was in Vegas, I was looking for a routine that was gambling-esque in nature, and I stumbled across this and I loved it. Immediately, not necessarily floored, but enwrapped in the beauty of performance art, and I think that's what this is. So give me a second to explain. I'll also include the entire demonstration at the end of the video, so make sure you check it out because I really do think it's worth your time. So what is PSEUDO Part One? It is a gambling demonstration on false dealing that I think has an amazing kicker ending. And what is a Luke Jermay? It's a human being that is incredible at what he does, at his craft, at his art, and I'm gonna brag on both of these things. So this actually reminds me of the past gambling routine, which I'm also a big fan of, and let me tell you why. Whenever you do something that's revealing or telling, which this effect is, it includes the spectator. So instead of you performing at, you're performing with in a way that involves the spectator on another level. It's like he's in on it. You're allowing him to come in on it, which I think allows his shield to come down. And what that enables is a connection that you can have with your audience. And I'm madly in love with connections. Madly in love. Connections. So part one of the reason I like it is because it is telling. It's letting the spectator, the audience, in. It's as if you're letting the spectators behind the scenes into this secret world of gambling and false dealing, because you are. It's also kind of like you're teaching them, which I think would pique most people's curiosity. And anytime you allow your spectators in on your magic, their guards go down and it enables them to truly enjoy it and soak it in, which is something you should really be considering with every trick you do. And another reason I like it is because it's so simple. It's simple, but it gives the appearance of great skill, which who the heck doesn't want to appear like they have that? I think there's also a great lesson in acting. This effect, because it's so simple and it doesn't require a lot of moves, it allows you to build up a presentation. And any effect that allows you to really dive deep into yourself and bring out your personality is going to be a win in my book. And that's really why I'm recommending this, because it allows you to bring out your own personality and uniqueness into your art and craft. And that is gonna make your magic memorable because you. Ugh. I do want to let you know that there is a card stack. However, Luke goes into great detail to work around it. And if you've ever purchased anything by Luke Jermay, you know he is a detail-oriented guy. In fact, for any of you that want to get into mentalism or other card gambling demonstrations, I honestly would check out anything by Luke Jermay. I'm a big fan. What I like most about his work is that he actually breaks down every single move and tells you why he's doing it in a certain way. So everything in every part is really broken down and fleshed out and ideal for performance, which I think is thoughtful in a world where a lot of creators do not perform their own tricks. So if you're into gambling effects, please check it out. If you were into card tricks, check it out. And if you're into mentalism, get some other things by Luke Jermay. A lot of mentalism effects. So overall, for the appearance of having great skill and not having to have any of it, my personal favorite, as well as an effect that not only shows off, but shows with your audience, I think is well worth the 10 bucks and your time to learn it. So stay tuned for the demonstration by Luke Jermay. Let me know what you think below. And until next review, stay ever conjuring. Peace.
I'm Luke Jermay, and this is PSEUDO Part One, a demonstration of false dealing. So to start with, we're going to have a target card chosen. It's not a pick a card trick, but we do need a card that will act as a kind of marker. So a spectator touches a card, it can be anyone. In this case, we'll go with the 3 of diamonds as our target card. So if we were playing in a game, let's imagine this was a card that I wished to keep for myself, a high value card. If I wanted to keep that card for myself, I would appear to deal it, but actually not deal it. I would keep it right on top of the deck for myself, dealing a different card to those out there. See, this is called a second deal. I'll leave the card face up so you can see exactly what happens. So the 3, we would take the cards and it appears as though you're dealing from the top of the deck, but actually, you're not. You're dealing from the second position. This is something that many people have heard of, but it's nowhere near as famous as the bottom deal. A bottom deal, that's the one that everybody knows about. That's when the target card would somehow be brought to the bottom of the deck, and then from that position it should appear as though I deal a card for someone else and then a card for myself, but my card doesn't come from the top. My card comes right off of the bottom, right here. No, really, right off of the bottom. But believe it or not, there is one technique even more difficult than the bottom deal, and even more mysterious and legendary. It's called the middle deal. Now, a middle deal is the idea that you could deal whichever card you needed from whichever position in the pack the card happened to be in. This, of course, is very useful because when a card game after the cards are shuffled, they're cut, rendering a second or a bottom deal useless. So I'm going to try and give you a demonstration of a middle deal, but first I need to kind of commit the cards to memory. So give me 1 second. I'll need more than one. Good. So, just to make this clear, we'll turn one card over on top and one card over on the bottom, literally boxing the deck, preventing the card coming from the top or the second, or even from the bottom of the pack. The first one that I'm looking for, I believe, is around 19 cards down, right here. The next one is a little bit lower. The third one, right there. And you can see that those 2 cards stay perfectly in place, proving it's not coming from the top, not second from the top, in fact not even from the top of the deck, not from the bottom of the deck, but from wherever those cards were. None of this really matters unless that's a club, that's a heart, and that's a spade. If we take a look, that is a club, that is a heart, and that is a spade. That's pseudo dealing. The good news, requires almost no skill, and yet